Hello YouTube, Kenny back again, hopefully with a little bit of information to help you out on using a 12 volt power inverter. I bought one a while back, I've had it, got a 12 volt deep cell battery that'll keep charged, and it's my thought that if the power ever goes out, then I have the battery and I can use it to charge a cell phone or run a 120 lamp or a radio or something like that. But the one thing I didn't consider is how long the battery will operate on doing what I'm doing. So if you give me a few minutes, I'll get up and show you what I've got set up, and I'll explain it from there. Thank you. Okay, this is what I've got set up. You can see my deep cell battery, 12 volt, power inverter, and I got the meter on here so you can see it's currently at, you can see it, 11.98 volts. So it's close enough to fully charged. A fully charged battery would be about 12.6, 12.8 volts. Okay? Now, what I didn't consider when doing this is how long the battery will last. I don't have it hooked up to any solar panels, it's just a freestanding battery. So once the power goes down to, I believe it's 10.4 volts, the inverter will automatically shut off so it doesn't drain the battery so far as to damage the battery. Now I've also got a 110 lamp set up with a halogen bulb in it, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and let you see what it's got, and I'll time it and then I'll give you the time on it. I'm not going to bore you to sit here for the whole time. I believe it'll run about 6 minutes, but I'll give you the time on that in a second. Once again, hang on. Okay, I have everything hooked up. I've got my cell phone set on a timer, watching the voltage on the meter, which is up a little bit because I did a recharge on the battery, and we'll just hit the button go and see what happens. So I'll turn on the inverter, and you can see the light is on. We hit start, and it's running. Now again, I set up the battery system, kept it charged. The battery's over 6 years old. For use in an emergency situation, I was kind of thinking you could run a 60 watt, 70 watt, 80 watt bulb for like all day. This is where I'm going to show you can't do that. Now, granted, an inverter is still good if I was running it off a car battery and I had the engine running. It'd be an expensive way to do it. Generator would be cheaper, but you could still do it. If you can't afford a $800 generator, $1,000 generator, you can buy a 2,000 watt inverter for probably about a couple $100. And if the power goes out, you just hook it up to your battery on your car, because you got to recharge it as you're using it. If you don't, you kill the battery very quick and it won't last for very long. Okay, I'm going to let it run, and when it finishes, I'll show you the time and go from there. I'll be back again. As you can currently see, dropping down to the 11, went from 12 to 11 to 10 volts real quick at 25 minutes of run time. Let me shut it off. The inverter, pause. The inverter very quickly started flickering at 11.85 volts, which my reading the book that came with it told me it should have went to 10 point something volts before the alarm kicked in and shut it off. So this is the interesting part. According to the book that came with it, if I was running a 75 amp hour, 12 volt 75 amp hour battery, a car battery, it should have ran 6 minutes. What I'm amazed is I got, basically it's 25 now, let's make it 24 minutes in runtime. When I've tried this before, the best I got was about 8 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes. So I'm currently amazed with it. Apparently I need to recharge my battery. But what I'm showing you here is if you have a battery, deep cell car battery, whatever, and you hook up an inverter and then run only a 70 watt lamp, make it 71 for the half of amp that the inverter will draw, you can't run it all day long. You have to have an input power back to the battery to keep it charged while you're running it. If you don't, you will run it down to where the inverter will shut off. Now, the next video I'll do, I'm going to hook it up to my car battery. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to hook it up in my truck, and from the accessory plug, I will be putting voltage back into the battery at the same time I'm drawing it out, and then I'll see what it does from there. So this is currently the best I got. It went down to 11.60 roughly before it started beeping and the inverter shut off. So if you have a single battery charged up at home and you think you can run a light bulb for 24 hours, that's not going to happen. You have to have a charge going back into the battery as you use it, whether it's from a solar panel or off of your car alternator or wherever you get the power from. So that's going to be my next video, and any comments on this I would appreciate. I'm learning as I go, and I appreciate any help. Thank you.